The sleek alien vessel, designated as the Krager, sliced through the inky blackness of space, gliding effortlessly towards the unsuspecting human colony on the edge of the galaxy. Commander Exire, an imposing figure with iridescent scales and piercing violet eyes, stood on the bridge, gazing at the blue-green planet that loomed larger in the viewport. "Status report," Exire commanded, his voice a low rumble that resonated through the ship. "Planet's atmosphere is breathable," replied Lieutenant Kren, his spindly fingers dancing over the control console. "Gravity is within tolerable limits, and our scans indicate a single primitive settlement with negligible defenses." A satisfied hiss escaped Exire's lips. "Perfect. Initiate the descent." As the Krager descended into the planet's atmosphere, the humans below went about their daily lives, blissfully unaware of the impending threat. The small colony, named New Eden, was a beacon of hope for humanity, a fresh start on a new world. It was a place where families thrived and innovation flourished despite the limited resources. Among the settlers was Captain Sarah Mitchell, a former Earth military officer turned colony leader. She was in the colony's command center, a modest building brimming with communication equipment and monitoring systems. Her second-in-command, Lieutenant David Reyes, approached her with a concerned expression. "Captain, we're picking up a massive energy signature in the sky," David reported, his voice tinged with urgency. "It's not one of ours." Sarah's heart skipped a beat. "Put it on the main screen." The image flickered to life, showing the alien vessel hovering menacingly above the colony. The sleek design and pulsating energy fields were unlike anything the humans had ever seen. "We need to evacuate the civilians," Sarah ordered. "Get everyone to the underground shelters, now." As the colonists hurried to safety, the alien ship's communication system crackled to life. A synthesized voice, cold and devoid of emotion, echoed through the colony's speakers. "Attention, inhabitants of this world. You are in violation of the Kragar Empire's territorial expansion. Surrender immediately or face annihilation." Sarah's jaw tightened. She grabbed the radio and responded, her voice steady and resolute. "This is Captain Sarah Mitchell of New Eden. We are peaceful settlers and mean you no harm. But we will defend ourselves if necessary." A guttural laugh emanated from the speakers. "Your resistance is futile. Prepare to be destroyed." The Krager's weapon systems activated, and a brilliant beam of energy shot towards the colony's command center. The ground shook as the beam struck, but instead of the expected devastation, a shimmering field absorbed the impact. "What in the world?" David exclaimed, eyes wide with disbelief. Sarah's mind raced. "It's the energy shields we've been working on." They actually worked. In the alien ship, Commander Exire's eyes narrowed in irritation. "Increase the power. Let's see how long their shields can hold." The Kragar unleashed a barrage of energy beams, each more powerful than the last. The ground quaked, and the air buzzed with electricity, but the shields held firm. Sarah knew they couldn't rely on the shields indefinitely. "David, we need to retaliate. Get the railguns online." David nodded and sprinted to the weapons control panel. The colony's railguns were rudimentary compared to the Krager's advanced technology, but they packed a punch. Within moments, the first railgun fired, a massive slug propelled by electromagnetic force streaking towards the alien ship. The projectile hit the Krager's shields, causing a momentary distortion. The alien crew felt the impact, and Commander Exire's expression turned to one of shock and anger. "Return fire. Destroy those weapons." Exire barked. Another railgun fired, and this time the projectile punched through the weakened shield, striking the Krager's hull. Explosions rocked the alien vessel, sending shudders through its structure. Back on the ground, Sarah watched as the Krager struggled to maintain its position. "Keep firing. We can do this." The colonists, inspired by the resilience of their leader and the unexpected effectiveness of their defenses, rallied together. Mechanics, engineers, and scientists worked tirelessly to reinforce the shields and reload the railguns. Even children, and the elderly joined the effort, carrying supplies and offering encouragement. As the battle raged on, the humans' determination and ingenuity began to tip the scales. The Krager, battered and smoking, struggled to stay aloft. Commander Exoir, once confident in their superiority, now faced the possibility of defeat at the hands of what he had deemed a primitive species. In a final, desperate move, Exoir ordered a full retreat. The Krager's engines roared to life, and the ship ascended rapidly, leaving the battered but victorious colony below. Cheers erupted from the colonists as the alien ship disappeared into the sky. Sarah, exhausted but exhilarated, took a deep breath and smiled at David. "We did it," she said softly. "We actually did it." David grinned, wiping sweat from his brow. "Looks like we taught those aliens not to underestimate us." Sarah nodded, her eyes shining with pride. "This is just the beginning. We'll be ready for whatever comes next." The story of New Eden's defiance spread like wildfire, inspiring hope and unity among human colonies across the galaxy. The message was clear: humanity was not to be trifled with. They had faced the unknown and emerged victorious, proving that even the most advanced technology could not match the power of human spirit and ingenuity. The aftermath. The Krager ship retreated, leaving a sense of triumph and relief in its wake. However, the battle had taken its toll. The once pristine colony of New Eden now bore the scars of the conflict. Buildings were damaged, and the air was thick with the acrid smell of smoke and scorched earth. But amidst the destruction, a sense of unity and determination emerged stronger than ever. Sarah stood on a makeshift platform in the center of the colony, addressing the gathered settlers. Her voice was steady, yet filled with emotion. "Today, we faced an enemy far more advanced than us, and we prevailed. This victory belongs to all of us, to every man, woman, and child who stood their ground, who believed in our strength. We have shown that together, we are unstoppable." The crowd erupted in cheers, their spirits buoyed by the triumph and Sarah's inspiring words. But even as they celebrated, Sarah knew that this was just the beginning. The Kragar would not forget this defeat, and they would likely return with greater force. They needed to prepare. Rebuilding and fortification. The days following the battle were filled with feverish activity. Engineers and mechanics worked around the clock to repair and reinforce the colony's defenses. New railguns were constructed, and the existing ones were upgraded. The energy shields, which had proven invaluable, were enhanced with new technologies developed by the colony's brightest minds. Dr. Elena Vasquez, the lead scientist, approached Sarah with a proposal. "Captain, we've analyzed the Krager's energy weapons and believe we can develop a countermeasure. If we can harness and redirect their energy beams, we could turn their own weapons against them." Sarah considered this, her mind racing with the possibilities. "Do it, Elena. We need every advantage we can get." As the scientists and engineers worked on new defenses, the rest of the colony focused on rebuilding their homes and lives. Children returned to their lessons, adults resumed their work, and life in New Eden slowly returned to a semblance of normalcy. New allies. Word of New Eden's victory spread rapidly, reaching other human colonies and even some alien civilizations. Among them was the Cathar, a race known for their wisdom and advanced technology. Their leader, High Chancellor Thal, sent a delegation to New Eden to discuss an alliance. The Cathar delegation, composed of dignitaries and scientists, arrived in a sleek silver vessel. Sarah and her team welcomed them warmly, hoping to forge a partnership that could strengthen their defenses and broaden their knowledge. "Captain Mitchell," High Chancellor Thal began, his voice resonant and calming, "your colony's bravery and ingenuity have impressed us greatly. We believe that by working together, we can ensure the safety and prosperity of both our peoples." Sarah nodded, grateful for the support. "Thank you, High Chancellor. We welcome your expertise and friendship. Together, we can prepare for whatever challenges lie ahead." The alliance with the Cathar brought new technologies and insights to New Eden. The Cathars shared their knowledge of energy manipulation, helping the humans develop more efficient shields and weapons. In return, the humans taught the Cathar about their railgun technology and the resilience of their people. Preparing for the inevitable. Despite the advances and new alliances, the looming threat of the Krager's return hung over the colony. Sarah called a meeting with her senior staff, including Dr. Vasquez, Lieutenant Reyes, and the Cathar representatives. "We need to be ready for when they come back," Sarah stated firmly. "We can't afford to be caught off guard again." Dr. Vasquez presented her latest findings. "We've developed a prototype device that can redirect and amplify energy beams. With the Cathar's help, we've integrated it into our shields. If the Kragar attack again, we'll be able to use their own weapons against them." The Cathar scientists nodded in agreement. Additionally, one of them added, "We've enhanced your railguns with our targeting systems. They will be more accurate and deadly than ever before." Sarah felt a surge of hope. "Excellent work, everyone. We need to keep pushing. The Kragar will come back, and when they do, we'll be ready." A new threat. Just as the colony began to feel more secure, a new threat emerged. Reports from other colonies indicated that the Kragar were not the only ones taking an interest in humanity. A mysterious and powerful race known as the Vorak had begun probing human territories. Their intentions unknown but undoubtedly hostile. Sarah gathered her team once more. "We have a new problem," she said, her tone serious. "The Vorak are making moves in our sector. We need to find out what they're planning and prepare for the worst." Lieutenant Reyes suggested sending out reconnaissance teams to gather intelligence on the Vorak. "We need to know what we're up against. If they're anything like the Kragar, we'll need every bit of information we can get." Sarah agreed. "Do it. And let's hope we're not facing another war on two fronts." As the reconnaissance teams set out, the colony braced itself for the unknown. The alliance with the Cathar had strengthened their defenses, but the looming threat of the Vorak added a new layer of urgency to their preparations. Unity and resilience. Despite the growing threats, the spirit of New Eden remained unbroken. The colonists continued to work together, their unity and resilience a testament to the strength of humanity. They had faced the Kragar and emerged victorious. Now they would face the Vorak with the same determination and ingenuity. Sarah stood once more before her people, her voice strong and resolute. "We have faced the unknown before and triumphed. We will do so again. Together, we are stronger than any enemy. Together, we will ensure the future of New Eden and all of humanity." The colonists cheered, their voices echoing through the settlement. They were ready to face whatever came next, united and unyielding in the face of adversity. The Vorak threat. As the reconnaissance teams ventured into uncharted territories, the tension in New Eden was palpable. The Vorak were an enigma, their ships appearing and disappearing without warning, leaving destruction in their wake. Sarah and her team knew they had to act swiftly to uncover the Vorak's intentions and prepare the colony for the possibility of another battle. First contact. The first reconnaissance team, led by Lieutenant Reyes, returned with crucial information. They had managed to intercept Vorak communications and gather data on their technology. Reyes presented his findings to Sarah and the Council. "The Vorak are highly advanced," Reyes began, displaying holographic images of Vorak ships and weapons. "Their technology surpasses even the Kragars. They use a form of energy manipulation we've never seen before, and their ships are heavily armored." Dr. Vasquez studied the images, her brow furrowed. "We need to find a way to counter their technology. If we can understand how they manipulate energy, we might be able to develop a defense." Sarah nodded. "And what about their intentions? Did you learn anything about why they're here?" Ray shook his head. "Their communications are heavily encrypted, but from what we could decipher, they seem to be scouting for something. We don't know what yet, but it can't be good. A new alliance." In their quest for allies, the humans reached out to other species who had encountered the Vorak. One such species, the Elorians, responded positively. The Elorians were known for their wisdom and powerful psychic abilities. Their leader, High Seer Alara, visited New Eden to discuss a potential alliance. High Seer Alara, a graceful being with shimmering blue skin and piercing green eyes, met with Sarah and her council in the command center. Her presence exuded calm and wisdom, and her voice was melodic as she spoke. "Captain Mitchell, we have faced the Vorik before," Alara began. "They are relentless and seek to dominate all they encounter. However, we believe that together, we can stand against them." Sarah felt a surge of hope. "Thank you, High Seer Alara. Your help is greatly appreciated. What can you tell us about their weaknesses?" Alara closed her eyes, her voice becoming ethereal. "The Vorik's strength lies in their unity and advanced technology. However, they have a weakness. They rely heavily on their energy manipulation abilities. If we can disrupt that, we can level the playing field." Developing countermeasures. With the knowledge gained from their new allies, the humans and Cathar scientists worked tirelessly to develop countermeasures against the Vorik. Dr. Vasquez and her team focused on creating an energy disruptor that could interfere with Vorik technology. Days turned into weeks as they toiled in the lab, their progress slow but steady. Finally, they had a breakthrough. Dr. Vasquez presented the prototype energy disruptor to Sarah and the Council. "This device emits a frequency that disrupts the Vorik's energy manipulation," Vasquez explained. "It's not perfect, but it should give us a fighting chance." Sarah examined the device, a sleek, handheld emitter. "Good work, Elena. We'll need to deploy these strategically around the colony, and we should train our fighters to use them effectively." The Vorik approach. As preparations continued, the Vorik's presence grew more pronounced. Their ships were spotted closer to New Eden, and it became clear that an encounter was imminent. Sarah called for a meeting with the colony's defense forces. "We don't have much time," she addressed the gathered soldiers, engineers, and volunteers. "The Vorik are approaching, and we need to be ready. Remember your training, trust in our new defenses, and stay strong. We have faced impossible odds before and emerged victorious. We can do it again." The colonists prepared for battle, setting up energy disruptors and reinforcing their positions. The railguns were primed, and the energy shields were at full power. Everyone knew their roles, and the sense of unity was palpable. The battle begins. The Vorik fleet arrived in a flash of light, their ships sleek and menacing. The air crackled with tension as the first Vorik ship fired an energy beam towards the colony. The beam hit the energy shield, but instead of dissipating, it wavered and flickered. "Activate the disruptors," Sarah ordered. The disruptors sprang to life, emitting a high-pitched frequency that resonated through the air. The Vorik energy beam wavered and then dissipated entirely. The colonists cheered, but the battle was far from over. The Vorik, realizing their energy manipulation was being countered, adapted quickly. They began to launch physical projectiles, testing the colony's defenses. The railguns roared to life, intercepting the Vorik projectiles and sending them hurtling back towards the enemy ships. One Vorik ship, larger and more heavily armed than the others, broke through the initial defenses. It hovered menacingly over the colony, preparing to unleash a devastating attack. Sarah knew they had to act fast. "Target that ship with everything we have," she commanded. The railguns focused their fire on the massive Vorik ship, each projectile finding its mark. The ship's shields flickered and then failed. A final railgun shot pierced the hull, causing a massive explosion that lit up the sky. Victory and vigilance. The destruction of the Vorik flagship sent the remaining ships into disarray. They retreated, their invasion thwarted by the colony's defenses and their unity. Cheers erupted through New Eden as the colonists celebrated another hard-won victory. Sarah stood amidst the jubilant crowd, her heart swelling with pride. But she knew this was not the end. The Vorik would regroup and return, and other threats might emerge. They had to remain vigilant, always ready to defend their home. She addressed the colonists once more, her voice carrying over the cheers. We have faced the Kregar and the Vorik, and we have shown that we are strong. But we must remain vigilant. We must continue to innovate, to unite, and to stand strong against any threat. Together, we will protect New Eden and ensure a future for all humanity. The colonists nodded, their determination renewed. They had proven their resilience and ingenuity time and again, and they would continue to do so. The galaxy was vast and filled with dangers, but with unity and strength, they knew they could face anything. Unexpected alliances. The echoes of the Vorik retreat lingered in the air as New Eden focused on rebuilding once more. Despite their victories, the colonists knew that maintaining peace would require more than just military strength. They needed allies, knowledge, and diplomacy to secure their place in the galaxy. An unlikely visitor. One quiet morning, as the colony hummed with activity, an unexpected visitor arrived. A sleek, black ship of unknown design descended gracefully, landing just outside the main gates. Sarah and her team rushed to meet it, wary but curious. The ship's hatch opened with a hiss, revealing a tall, slender figure cloaked in a flowing robe. The figure stepped forward, lowering their hood to reveal striking, silver eyes and delicate, angular features. "I am Ilara of the Lumari," the visitor announced, her voice soft yet commanding. "I come in peace, seeking to forge an alliance." Sarah exchanged glances with her team, intrigued. "Welcome to New Eden, Ilara. What brings you to our colony?" Ilara's eyes shimmered with intensity. "The Lumari have observed your recent conflicts with both the Kregar and the Vorik. Your resilience and ingenuity have impressed us. We believe that by working together, we can achieve greater things and ensure mutual protection." Building trust. Over the next few days, Ilara and her entourage met with Sarah, Lieutenant Reyes, and Dr. Vasquez to discuss the terms of their alliance. The Lumari, it turned out, possessed advanced technology and a deep understanding of the cosmos, both of which could prove invaluable to New Eden. Ilara demonstrated a piece of Lumari technology, a device that could generate a cloaking field, rendering objects invisible to both visual and sensor detection. "With this, your colony can avoid detection from hostile forces, giving you a strategic advantage," she explained. Dr. Vasquez examined the device, her eyes wide with amazement. "This could revolutionize our defenses. Thank you, Ilara." As trust grew between the humans and the Lumari, they began to share knowledge and resources. The Lumari taught the colonists about advanced energy manipulation and stealth technology, while the humans shared their railgun technology and their strategies for resilience and adaptation. Joint operations. To solidify their alliance, Sarah proposed joint operations, missions where humans and Lumari would work together to gather intelligence and strengthen their defenses. The first of these missions was to investigate a mysterious signal coming from a nearby uncharted planet. Sarah, Reyes, and a team of human and Lumari operatives boarded a modified reconnaissance ship equipped with both Lumari cloaking technology and human railguns. As they approached the planet, they activated the cloaking field, rendering them invisible to any potential threats. The planet, covered in dense forests and towering mountains, seemed peaceful at first glance. But as they descended, the signal's origin became clear: a hidden Vorik outpost. "Looks like the Vorik are planning something," Reyes muttered, scanning the outpost through the ship's sensors. "We need to find out what." The team landed a safe distance away and proceeded on foot, moving stealthily through the underbrush. With the Lumari's guidance, they navigated the treacherous terrain and approached the outpost undetected. Discovering the plot. Inside the Vorik outpost, the team found advanced equipment and detailed plans for a large-scale invasion. Sarah's heart sank as she realized the Vorik were regrouping and preparing for a massive assault, not just on New Eden, but on other human colonies as well. "We need to relay this information back to New Eden immediately," Sarah said, her voice tense. "This invasion could be catastrophic." Ilara nodded, her eyes narrowing with determination. We must act swiftly and decisively. As they made their way back to the ship, the team encountered Vorik patrols. Using a combination of human firepower and Lumari stealth, they managed to evade detection and return to their ship. The moment they were airborne, they transmitted their findings to New Eden. Preparing for war. The news of the impending Vorik invasion spread quickly through the colony. Sarah called an emergency meeting with her council and the Lumari representatives. We don't have much time. Sarah began, her voice urgent. The Vorik are planning a large-scale invasion, targeting multiple human colonies. We need to unite with our allies and prepare for war. High Seer Alara, who had remained in New Eden to assist with their defenses, nodded in agreement. We must warn the other colonies and coordinate our efforts. The Vorik are relentless, but together, we can stand against them. Messages were sent to other human colonies and allied species, calling for a united front against the Vorik threat. Ships and resources began to converge on New Eden, transforming the once isolated colony into a bustling hub of activity. A united front. As the allied forces gathered, a sense of camaraderie and determination permeated the air. Humans, Lumari, Kefar, and other species worked side by side, preparing for the battle ahead. Engineers reinforced defenses, soldiers trained tirelessly, and scientists developed new technologies to counter the Vorik. Sarah, standing on the newly constructed command platform, addressed the assembled forces. We face a formidable enemy, but we stand together. This alliance, born from mutual respect and the desire for peace, is our greatest strength. We will protect our homes, our families, and our future. Together, we will prevail. The crowd erupted in cheers, their spirits high despite the looming threat. The alliance had brought hope and strength, uniting disparate species in a common cause. The Vorik invasion. The day of reckoning arrived as the Vorik fleet emerged from hyperspace, a vast armada of ships poised to strike. The Allied forces, ready and waiting, activated their defenses and prepared for the onslaught. The Vorik ships launched a barrage of energy beams, but the Lumari cloaking fields and human energy disruptors deflected much of the initial assault. Railguns roared to life, their projectiles tearing through Vorik shields and hulls. Sarah, aboard the command ship, coordinated the defense. Focus fire on their command vessels. We need to break their coordination. The battle raged fiercely. The sky lit up with explosions and energy blasts. The Allied forces fought valiantly, their unity and combined strength proving to be a formidable match for the Vorik. Turning the tide. As the battle reached its peak, a breakthrough came. Dr. Vasquez's energy disruptor, amplified by Lumari technology, managed to disable the Vorik flagship's main weapon systems. Seizing the opportunity, Sarah ordered a full assault on the crippled ship. All units, target the flagship. This is our chance to end this. The combined firepower of the Allied forces converged on the Vorik flagship, overwhelming its defenses. The ship erupted in a spectacular explosion, its debris scattering across the battlefield. With their flagship destroyed, the Vorik fleet began to falter. One by one, their ships were either destroyed or forced to retreat, the once invincible armada now in disarray. Victory and a new era. The battle ended with a resounding victory for the Allied forces. Cheers of triumph echoed through New Eden as the last Vorik ship retreated into the void. The threat had been vanquished, and the alliance had proven its strength. Sarah, standing with Ilara and High Seer Alara, looked out over the cheering crowd. "This victory belongs to all of us," she said, her voice filled with pride and gratitude. "We have shown that unity and cooperation are our greatest strengths. Together, we will build a future of peace and prosperity." Ilara smiled, her silver eyes shining. "This is just the beginning. Our alliance will continue to grow, and together, we will face any challenge that comes our way." As the celebrations continued, Sarah knew that the road ahead would still be filled with challenges. But she also knew that with allies like the Lumari and the Cathar, and the unbreakable spirit of her people, they could face anything. New Eden had transformed from a fledgling colony into a symbol of hope and resilience. The alliances forged in the fires of conflict would pave the way for a new era of exploration, cooperation, and peace. The quest for knowledge. With the Voric threat neutralized, the Allied forces turned their focus to fortifying their newfound peace and advancing their understanding of the galaxy. New Eden, now a thriving hub of interstellar cooperation, became the center of a grand initiative, the quest for knowledge. A call to exploration. Sarah stood before the council, a renewed sense of purpose in her eyes. We have defended our home and forged powerful alliances. Now it's time to explore the vast unknown, to seek out knowledge and new opportunities. This quest for knowledge will not only strengthen our defenses, but also foster a deeper understanding among our allies. High Seer Aloran nodded in agreement. The Lumari have long pursued knowledge as the path to true power. Together, we can uncover secrets that will benefit all our peoples. The formation of the Exploration Corps. To spearhead this initiative, the Allied forces established the Exploration Corps, a diverse group of scientists, explorers, and diplomats from various species. Dr. Vasquez was appointed as the head of the scientific division, while Lieutenant Reyes took charge of the exploratory missions. The first mission was to investigate a series of mysterious signals emanating from the edge of known space. These signals, faint yet persistent, hinted at the presence of an ancient civilization. Uncovering the past. The journey to the signal's origin took the Exploration Corps to a distant, desolate planet covered in ancient ruins. As they descended, the air crackled with the energy of forgotten technology, and the ground was littered with remnants of a once great civilization. Dr. Vasquez and her team, equipped with advanced scanning equipment provided by the Lumari, began their investigation. They discovered vast underground chambers filled with strange devices and inscriptions in an unknown language. "This is incredible," Dr. Vasquez whispered, her voice filled with awe. "These ruins are unlike anything we've ever seen. If we can decipher these inscriptions, we might unlock technologies that could change the course of our future." The secrets of the ancients. The team worked tirelessly, deciphering the ancient language and piecing together the story of the long-lost civilization. They learned that the planet had once been the home of the Seraphim, a race known for their mastery of both science and mysticism. According to the inscriptions, the Seraphim had reached a pinnacle of technological advancement, but had vanished mysteriously. Their final messages hinted at a great catastrophe, one that had forced them to abandon their home. Lieutenant Reyes, exploring deeper into the ruins, discovered a hidden chamber. Inside, he found a holographic recording left by the Seraphim's last leader, Archivist Alara. The holographic figure flickered to life, her voice echoing through the chamber. "To those who find this message, we are the Seraphim. We sought to understand the universe, but our quest led us to a terrible discovery, a force beyond comprehension, threatening all life. We have hidden our greatest achievements here, in the hopes that one day they may aid those who come after us." A new understanding. The discovery of the Seraphim's knowledge and their dire warning shook the Exploration Corps. They realized that the universe held not only wonders but also unimaginable dangers. The Seraphim's technology, if harnessed, could provide powerful tools for both defense and exploration. Dr. Vasquez presented her findings to Sarah and the Ally Council. The Seraphim's technology includes advanced energy manipulation, medical advancements, and even ways to enhance cognitive abilities. But we must proceed with caution. Their warning suggests that there are forces out there we have yet to understand. Sarah nodded, her expression serious. "We will use this knowledge wisely. Let's focus on integrating these technologies to benefit our people and allies, and we must remain vigilant, always prepared for the unknown." Strengthening alliances. The discoveries on the Seraphim's homeworld strengthened the bonds between the allied species. The Lumari shared their expertise in mysticism to help understand the Seraphim's more esoteric knowledge, while the Cathar provided their engineering prowess to replicate and enhance the discovered technologies. A series of joint research projects were initiated, leading to breakthroughs in various fields. Medical facilities were equipped with Seraphim healing technologies, drastically improving healthcare. New energy sources were developed, reducing the colony's reliance on traditional fuels. Even educational systems were enhanced, with cognitive enhancements allowing students to learn and innovate at unprecedented rates. The Guardians of Knowledge. As New Eden and its allies grew stronger and more knowledgeable, they also took on the role of guardians. They vowed to protect the Seraphim's legacy and ensure that their knowledge was used for the greater good. A grand library and research center, named the Seraphim Archives, was established in New Eden. Scholars, scientists, and mystics from across the galaxy came to study, share knowledge, and collaborate on new projects. The archives became a beacon of learning and cooperation, embodying the spirit of the quest for knowledge. Facing new challenges. Despite their advancements, the Allied forces knew that the galaxy was vast and filled with both wonders and threats. The Seraphim's warning about a great catastrophe remained a stark reminder of the potential dangers that lay ahead. Sarah, now a respected leader among the Allied species, addressed a gathering of representatives at the Seraphim Archives. "We have achieved great things together, but our journey is far from over. We must continue to seek knowledge, to innovate, and to prepare for whatever challenges the universe may present. United, we are strong. United, we will thrive." The representatives, inspired by her words, pledged their continued cooperation and support. The quest for knowledge had not only strengthened their defenses, but also fostered a deep sense of unity and purpose. The next frontier. With the Seraphim's knowledge as their guide, the Allied forces set their sights on new frontiers. They planned exploratory missions to distant galaxies, seeking out new allies, new knowledge, and new opportunities for growth. Dr. Vasquez, Lieutenant Reyes, and Ilara, now close friends and trusted colleagues, stood together on the deck of a newly commissioned exploration vessel, the Star Voyager. As the ship prepared to launch, Sarah joined them, her eyes filled with determination. "The universe is vast and full of possibilities," Sarah said, her voice steady. "Let's go see what's out there." The Star Voyager's engines roared to life, and the ship soared into the sky, leaving New Eden behind, but carrying its spirit of resilience, unity, and the unquenchable thirst for knowledge into the stars. A new threat emerges. The Star Voyager's journey through the cosmos was one of discovery and wonder. Dr. Vasquez, Lieutenant Reyes, and Ilara led the crew through uncharted territories, uncovering new civilizations, forging alliances, and gathering knowledge that would benefit all of their people. However, the universe had its own plans, and a new, more sinister threat loomed on the horizon. An ominous discovery. During one of their exploratory missions, the Star Voyager received a distress signal from a nearby star system. The signal was faint, almost buried under cosmic noise, but it was unmistakably a call for help. Sarah, back at New Eden, authorized an immediate investigation. The crew followed the signal to a desolate planet with a dark, oppressive atmosphere. The surface was scarred with deep craters and the remnants of ancient battles. As they descended, they found the source of the signal, a derelict ship, heavily damaged and emitting weak life signs. Lieutenant Reyes led a team to investigate the ship. Inside, they found the remnants of an advanced alien race, now barely clinging to life. The survivors, weak and traumatized, spoke of a terrifying force known as the Nahari, a race of relentless conquerors who consumed entire civilizations, leaving nothing but destruction in their wake. The Nahari threat. Back on the Star Voyager, the survivors shared their harrowing tale. The Nahari, they explained, were unlike any enemy they had faced. They possessed technology capable of draining entire planets of their energy, rendering them barren and lifeless. The survivors' homeworld had been one of many victims. Dr. Vasquez and Ilara analyzed the survivors' data, confirming the gravity of the threat. The Nahari's technology is based on dark energy manipulation, Vasquez explained, her voice filled with concern. If they reach our sector, they could devastate everything we've built. Sarah, receiving the report from the Star Voyager, felt a chill run down her spine. We need to warn our allies and prepare for their arrival. This could be the greatest threat we've ever faced. Mobilizing the Alliance. The warning was sent to all allied species, and a council was convened at New Eden. Representatives from the Lumari, Cathar, Aelorians, and other allies gathered to discuss their strategy. The mood was somber, yet determined. High Seer Alara addressed the council. The Nahari are a formidable foe, but we have faced great challenges before and emerged victorious. We must combine our knowledge and resources to develop a defense against their dark energy weapons. The council agreed to a multi-pronged approach, fortifying their defenses, developing countermeasures against dark energy, and launching preemptive strikes to disrupt the Nahari's advance. Dr. Vasquez and the Lumari scientists led the research efforts, working tirelessly to unlock the secrets of dark energy. The Battle of the Void. As the preparations continued, the Nahari fleet emerged on the edges of known space. Their ships, sleek and menacing, emitted an eerie, dark glow. The Allied forces, now a formidable armada, moved to intercept them, determined to protect their homes and people. The battle, known as the Battle of the Void, was a clash of titanic proportions. The sky lit up with energy blasts and explosions as the two fleets collided. The Nahari's dark energy weapons proved devastating, but the Allies' combined might and ingenuity began to turn the tide. Using the Seraphim's knowledge and the Lumari's expertise, the Allies deployed energy disruptors that neutralized the Nahari's dark energy attacks. Railguns and energy cannons fired relentlessly, targeting the Nahari ships with pinpoint accuracy. Sarah, commanding the Allied fleet from the Star Voyager, coordinated the assault. Focus fire on their flagship. We need to break their command structure. Turning the tide. The Allies' strategy paid off. The Nahari flagship, a massive vessel brimming with dark energy, became the primary target. Under Sarah's command, the Allied forces unleashed a concentrated barrage of firepower, overwhelming the Nahari defenses. The flagship shuddered under the assault, its dark energy shields flickering and failing. A final, powerful railgun shot pierced its core, causing a catastrophic explosion that rippled through the Nahari fleet. With their flagship destroyed, the Nahari fleet began to retreat. The Allied forces, relentless in their pursuit, continued their assault, driving the Nahari back into the void. A Pyrrhic victory. The Battle of the Void ended in a hard-won victory for the Allied forces. Cheers erupted across the fleet, but the cost had been high. Many ships were damaged or destroyed, and the casualties were significant. Back at New Eden, Sarah addressed the survivors and their allies. We have faced a great threat and emerged victorious, but we must remain vigilant. The Nahari will return, and we must be ready. Dr. Vasquez, despite the victory, remained deeply concerned. We managed to push them back, but we need to understand their dark energy technology better if we're to truly defeat them. A new mission. The victory against the Nahari brought a brief respite, but the threat was far from over. The Allied Council decided to launch a new mission to gather more intelligence on the Nahari and develop stronger defenses. Lieutenant Reyes and Ilara volunteered to lead the mission, their determination unwavering. We need to find their homeworld and learn how to counter their technology at its source, Reyes said, his voice resolute. Sarah nodded, placing a hand on his shoulder. Be careful out there. The fate of all our worlds depends on your success. United in purpose. As the exploration mission set off into the unknown, the Allies continued to strengthen their bonds and prepare for future conflicts. The Seraphim Archives became a center of innovation, where scientists and scholars from across the galaxy worked together to unlock new technologies and strategies. Sarah, standing on the observation deck of New Eden's command center, looked out at the stars with a sense of both hope and determination. We are stronger together. No matter what threats we face, we will stand united and protect our home. The galaxy was vast and filled with dangers, but the spirit of unity and cooperation forged in the fires of conflict would guide them through the darkest times. The quest for knowledge continued. Ever vigilant, ever hopeful, ever ready to face whatever the universe might bring. The final stand. The Allied forces had gained valuable time and knowledge from their victory at the Battle of the Void, but they knew the Nahari would return. The warning was clear. The next confrontation would determine the fate of not just New Eden, but the entire galaxy. Preparations for the final stand against the Nahari began in earnest, with every allied species contributing their best technologies, strategies, and warriors. The search for the Nahari homeworld. Lieutenant Reyes and Ilara led their reconnaissance mission deep into uncharted space, following the faint trails left by the retreating Nahari fleet. The journey was perilous, navigating through nebulae and asteroid fields, but their determination never wavered. After weeks of searching, they discovered a massive structure hidden within a dense, dark nebula. It was the Nahari homeworld, surrounded by a complex network of defensive installations and energy-draining devices. Reyes and Ilara knew they had found the heart of the Nahari's power. Ilara, using her Lumari abilities, cloaked their presence from the Nahari sensors as they gathered crucial intelligence. They discovered that the Nahari were preparing a massive assault, intending to launch a full-scale invasion of Allied space. "This is worse than we thought," Reyes said, his voice filled with urgency. "We need to get this information back to New Eden immediately." Preparing for the final battle. Back at New Eden, the Allied Council received Reyes and Ilara's report. The revelation of the Nahari's impending invasion galvanized their efforts. The entire galaxy was mobilized for the final stand against the Nahari. Dr. Vasquez and her team worked tirelessly to develop new countermeasures against the Nahari's dark energy technology. They designed advanced energy shields capable of withstanding prolonged attacks and powerful disruptors to neutralize the Nahari's weapons. High Seer Ilara, drawing on the combined wisdom of the Lumari and the Seraphim's knowledge, devised strategies to outmaneuver and outthink the Nahari. "We must be prepared for their every move. Their strength lies in their overwhelming power, but we will use our unity and ingenuity to counter them." The Allied Armada. The Allied Armada, now the largest and most diverse fleet ever assembled, gathered at New Eden. Ships from countless species, each with their unique technologies and capabilities, formed a formidable defensive network. The sight was awe-inspiring, a testament to the power of unity. Sarah stood on the bridge of the Star Voyager, her heart swelling with pride and determination. "We stand together against a common enemy. Today, we fight not just for our survival, but for the future of our galaxy. Together, we will prevail." The Nahari invasion. The Nahari fleet emerged from the depths of space, a dark wave of destruction. Their ships, bristling with weapons and dark energy emitters, advanced towards the Allied forces. The final battle had begun. The Allied Armada moved into position, energy shields flaring to life and weapon systems primed. The sky erupted with the fury of battle as the two forces clashed. Energy beams, railgun slugs, and dark energy pulses filled the void. Despite their numerical and technological superiority, the Nahari found themselves facing a united and determined enemy. The Allies' advanced energy disruptors and shields held strong against the Nahari's onslaught. Turning the tide. Dr. Vasquez's disruptors proved to be the turning point. As the Allies activated the devices, the Nahari's dark energy weapons faltered and failed. Allied ships, using their newfound advantage, pressed the attack, targeting key Nahari vessels and installations. Sarah, commanding the fleet from the Star Voyager, coordinated the assault with precision. "Focus fire on their command ships. We need to disrupt their coordination." One by one, the Nahari command ships were destroyed. sending their fleet into disarray. The Allied forces pressed their advantage, pushing the Nahari back and reclaiming ground. A desperate gambit. In a final, desperate gambit, the Nahari flagship, a colossal vessel brimming with dark energy, moved to unleash a devastating attack on New Eden. Sarah knew this was the moment that would decide the battle. All units, target the flagship. We cannot let it fire, she commanded. The Allies focused their firepower on the flagship, bombarding it with railgun slugs, energy beams, and missiles. The Nahari flagship's shields flickered and failed, but it continued its advance, dark energy gathering at its core. Ilara, sensing the impending danger, made a bold decision. I can disrupt their energy buildup, but I need to be close. Reyes nodded, determination in his eyes. We'll get you there. The Star Voyager, under heavy fire, moved in close to the Nahari flagship. Ilara, using her Lumari abilities, projected a powerful energy field that disrupted the Nahari's dark energy buildup. The flagship shuddered and faltered, its attack thwarted. The final blow. With the Nahari flagship vulnerable, Sarah gave the order. All ships, fire everything you've got. The combined firepower of the Allied fleet converged on the flagship, tearing it apart in a spectacular explosion. The Nahari fleet, now leaderless and in disarray, began to retreat. Victory and rebuilding. The battle was over. The Nahari threat had been vanquished, and the galaxy was safe once more. Cheers and celebrations erupted across the Allied fleet and on New Eden. Sarah, standing with Reyes, Ilara, Dr. Vasquez, and High Seer Alara, addressed the gathered allies. Today, we have proven that unity is our greatest strength. We have faced the darkness and emerged victorious. But our work is not done. We must rebuild and ensure that such a threat never rises again. A new dawn. The Allied forces, now bonded by their shared experiences and victories, embarked on a new era of cooperation and exploration. The Seraphim archives continued to grow, becoming a beacon of knowledge and unity. Sarah, reflecting on their journey, felt a profound sense of hope. We've come so far, and there's still so much to discover. The future is ours to shape. As the Allied ships set out into the stars, seeking new knowledge and forging new alliances, the spirit of New Eden lived on, a testament to the resilience, ingenuity, and unity of all who called the galaxy home. The final stand against the Nahari had not just saved their worlds. It had forged a brighter, more united future for all.